Hello, I am Dr. Eric Berg, and today I'm going to walk you through something most people never connect. Something that quietly develops for years before it turns into a serious problem. Your feet, the lowest part of your body, are often the very first area to reveal early signs of liver dysfunction, long before your blood tests, long before you feel pain in the right upper quadrant, long before you suspect anything is wrong. The feet act like a notification system because they are extremely sensitive to changes in circulation, fluid balance, nerve conduction, inflammation, and metabolic waste that the liver is supposed to manage. When the liver begins to struggle, the feet start speaking. They warn you through subtle discomfort, through heaviness, through stiffness, swelling, numbness, tingling, itchiness, burning, and temperature changes. These signs may seem unrelated, but every single one is rooted in the liver's ability, or inability, to detoxify, filter blood, break down hormones, process fats, regulate proteins, and maintain normal fluid volume in your tissues. The moment the liver slows down, even by 10 or 20%, the feet reveal it before anything else. Let me explain exactly how this happens inside your body, moment by moment, through real-time physiology that most people never learn. Your liver filters nearly 1.5 quarts of blood every single minute, and much of that blood comes from the lower extremities. When the liver becomes congested with fat, scar tissue, heavy toxins, excess estrogen, high insulin levels, or chronic inflammation, the flow of blood from the legs back up to the heart becomes sluggish. Imagine a massive traffic jam happening inside your liver every second. Because blood from your feet must travel upward against gravity, even a mild slowdown in liver filtration causes pooling in the ankles, swelling around the toes, puffiness on the top of the foot, and fluid retention that leaves marks when you press your finger into your skin. This is not just aging. This is not just standing too long. This is your liver struggling to move blood upward. When the liver can't make enough albumin, a protein that maintains fluid balance, your feet are the first place that fluid escapes into tissue. That heaviness you feel in your feet at night or the tightness around your shoes in the afternoon is your liver quietly telling you it's falling behind. Inside your feet, there are thousands of tiny capillaries, some thinner than a strand of hair. These capillaries depend on a healthy liver to keep blood thin, clean, and free-flowing. When the liver becomes fatty or inflamed, the thickness of your blood increases. Your feet then receive blood that is sluggish, thicker, and carrying more metabolic waste. This leads to a sensation many people describe as, "My feet feel heavy," "My feet feel full," or "My feet feel tired, even though I didn't walk much." These sensations occur because the tissues are being bathed in poorly filtered blood. Your liver normally breaks down toxins, histamines, and inflammatory chemicals, but when it can't, these irritants reach your feet and cause burning sensations, tingling, pins and needles, or hot spots on the soles. Many people assume these symptoms are from nerves alone, but the nerves are only reacting to poor liver filtration. The real origin is much higher up, right under your ribcage. Another major signal appears when your liver loses its ability to metabolize fats properly. Poor fat metabolism directly affects the nerves in your feet, especially the peripheral nerves that rely on healthy myelin, a fatty sheath around nerve fibers. When your liver cannot emulsify fats or produce bile efficiently, your nerves lose the nutrients they need for insulation. This is why many people with prediabetes, fatty liver, or insulin resistance develop numbness in the toes or a sensation that feels like cotton, sand, or padding under the feet when nothing is there. This numbness is not random. It is a sign your liver is not producing or delivering the fat-soluble nutrients your nerves depend on. Your toes lose sensitivity because nerve conduction is slowing down. The liver processes vitamins like A, D, E, and K, all crucial for nerve health. When your liver is sluggish, your feet lose the sensory sharpness they once had. As your liver becomes increasingly burdened, your feet begin to experience temperature changes. The liver regulates metabolism and heat distribution. When it's compromised, circulation becomes uneven. You may notice cold feet even in warm weather, or hot burning feet when your liver is inflamed. The liver is responsible for processing thyroid hormones, which regulate body heat. If liver health drops, thyroid conversion slows, making your feet cold. Alternatively, high inflammation inside the liver can stimulate excessive release of inflammatory compounds, causing heat and burning sensations in the soles. These temperature shifts are not just peripheral issues. They are direct biological reflections of liver status. One of the strongest indicators of liver dysfunction in the feet is itching. Many people experience itchy feet without dry skin, fungus, or allergy. This is often caused by bile salts leaking into the bloodstream due to impaired bile flow. If bile becomes thick or sluggish, the liver cannot push it out effectively. These bile acids circulate in your blood and irritate nerve endings in the skin, especially in the feet because of poor circulation. The itchiness is deep, persistent, and often worse at night because bile production increases in the evening. The feet become the outlet for this irritation because they are the lowest point where waste products accumulate when blood flow slows. Your feet may also show signs of hormonal imbalance caused by liver dysfunction. The liver is responsible for clearing excess estrogen. When estrogen remains high, it weakens blood, vessel walls, and increases fluid retention. Puffy feet, swollen ankles, and even varicose veins can be traced back to the liver's inability to process estrogen efficiently. When this happens, the softer tissues of the feet become spongy, retaining more water than usual. Men may notice this just as much as women, because liver dysfunction can elevate estrogen in both sexes. The feet respond by swelling, aching, or cramping due to hormonal pressure on the vascular system. As the liver continues to struggle, uric acid levels may rise. Your liver and kidneys work together to clear uric acid, but when the liver becomes overloaded, the kidneys receive too much waste to handle. The result is accumulation of uric acid crystals in the joints and tissues of the feet. This leads to tenderness, stiffness, pain, or gout-like symptoms even in those who have never had gout before. The big toe joint is particularly vulnerable. Many people blame shoes, walking, or age, but the deeper cause is the liver's inability to manage metabolic waste. Your feet may also develop cracked heels, dryness, or thick calluses. The liver plays a role in fat absorption and nutrient delivery to the skin. When fat digestion is impaired due to poor bile flow, the skin becomes dry from the inside out. Cracked heels are not simply a skin issue. They are a liver signal. The skin on your feet is thicker than anywhere else on the body, so it shows nutrient deficiencies earlier and more dramatically. When the liver fails to process fat-soluble vitamins properly, the feet show it through roughness and cracking. Another silent warning sign from your feet is nighttime leg cramps or foot spasms. The liver stores minerals, processes electrolytes, and maintains balance between calcium and magnesium. When the liver struggles, electrolyte distribution becomes uneven. The feet, being the lowest point of circulation, feel the imbalance first. Cramping, twitching, or sharp pains in the arch of the foot or the calf are early signs of liver-based mineral imbalance. These cramps often strike in the middle of the night when circulation naturally slows and the liver is under its heaviest detox work. Even the shape of your feet can change due to liver problems. Chronic fluid retention can widen the foot, flatten the arch, or create a feeling of pressure in the midfoot. Some people suddenly find their shoes tighter, even without weight gain. This happens because the liver's inability to regulate proteins like albumin changes how water is distributed in your tissues. The feet react by expanding, swelling, or feeling tense. The nails on your toes also reveal liver health. Pale, brittle, ridged, or spoon-shaped toenails indicate poor protein and nutrient metabolism, both controlled by the liver. Yellowing of the toenails can indicate high bilirubin or fungal overgrowth caused by a weakened immune system, another sign of liver dysfunction. Thickened nails signal poor peripheral circulation. Even balance issues can reflect liver problems. The liver affects the cerebellum indirectly through toxins that accumulate when detoxification slows. When these toxins circulate, they can impair balance and coordination. You may feel unsteady on your feet or notice slight wobbling when standing still. This is not just a neurological issue. It is the liver struggling to keep toxins out of the bloodstream. Your feet are constantly communicating with you. Every ache, every swelling, every numb toe, every burning sensation is a message being sent upward from the lowest point of your body to warn you that your liver is overloaded, inflamed, fatty, or congested. The liver rarely gives direct pain signals, so your feet speak for it. The feet reveal everything the liver can't say out loud, and if you pay attention to these subtle warnings, you can catch liver problems years before they appear in blood tests or scans. This early awareness gives you the power to protect your liver, restore your metabolism, improve your circulation, and prevent long-term damage that silently builds over time. Your feet are not just carrying you, they are trying to save you. And now, I'm going to take you even deeper into how your feet are silently showing you the earliest signs of liver dysfunction, long before the liver becomes severely damaged. By the time you see foot changes, your liver has already been struggling for months or even years, because the feet are the most reactive part of your body when anything disrupts circulation, detoxification, or metabolic balance. When the liver can't properly cleanse the blood, break down hormones, process fats, remove toxins, or regulate proteins, the feet become the first to suffer because they are the farthest point from the heart and the most sensitive to changes in blood flow and fluid retention. Every little symptom you feel in your feet carries a deeper meaning tied directly to your liver's health. Whether it's a sensation of fullness, swelling, tingling, numbness, coldness, heat, burning, itching, stiffness, soreness, cramping, or even changes in the skin, nails, and nerves. Your feet are constantly trying to communicate with you, and understanding what they're saying can save you from years of liver problems. When the liver becomes fatty or congested, pressure builds in the portal vein system, which is the major drainage route for blood coming from your lower body. This pressure doesn't stay in the abdomen. It pushes downward into your legs and feet. This backward pressure creates edema, swelling, heaviness, and puffiness in your feet, especially around the ankles. Many people try to solve this with compression socks, lowering salt, or elevating their legs. But the true source of swelling is the liver failing to regulate proteins like albumin. Without enough albumin, your blood can't hold fluid inside the vessels, and the excess fluid leaks into the soft tissues of your feet. This is why your ankles imprint when you press your finger into them, leaving a dent. This is a warning sign you should never ignore. It is not normal aging. It is your liver crying for help. As liver congestion worsens, toxins begin to accumulate in the bloodstream. These toxins irritate the tiny sensory nerves in the feet, causing burning sensations, pins and needles, hot spots, tingling, or sharp electrical pains. These sensations often appear at night when circulation slows and the liver shifts into detox mode. When your liver is overloaded, it pushes unprocessed toxins back into the bloodstream instead of removing them. These irritants settle in the feet because gravity pulls blood downward, and the feet have some of the smallest and most delicate blood vessels in the entire body. This accumulation of toxins not only irritates nerves, but creates inflammation in the tissues, giving you sensations of heat or cold, even when the room temperature is normal. Burning feet often indicate oxidative stress in the liver. Cold feet often point to reduced thyroid function, which is heavily influenced by liver health because the liver converts the inactive thyroid hormone T4 into the active form T3. So cold feet are not just a circulation problem. They are a metabolic signal connected to liver function. Another critical warning sign comes from numbness, or loss of sensation. When the liver struggles to metabolize fats, it cannot provide your nerves with the healthy fatty acids they need to maintain the myelin sheath around nerve fibers. This leads to decreased nerve conductivity and numbness in the toes. This numbness is not simply neuropathy due to blood sugar levels. It is a liver-based nerve degeneration issue caused by poor fat digestion and impaired bile flow. When bile becomes thick or sluggish, the nerves starve because they don't get the fat-soluble nutrients they require. You may feel numbness that moves slowly from the toes to the mid-foot over time. This is the liver's slow decline being expressed through nerve damage in the feet. Another major sign is chronic foot cramps, sharp arch pain, calf tightness, or toe spasms. These symptoms are rooted in mineral deficiencies caused by the liver's inability to store, balance, and transport electrolytes effectively. The liver plays a major role in maintaining the balance of magnesium, potassium, and calcium inside the cells. When the liver is stressed, magnesium drops, potassium can become low, and calcium can be misused by the tissues. Your feet react first because they are constantly under pressure and rely on precise nerve and muscle coordination. Nighttime cramps, especially those that wake you up suddenly, are some of the earliest warnings that your liver's mineral balance is off. Many people try hydration, stretching, or supplements. But if the liver isn't healthy, the root cause is never fixed. Then there is foot itching, one of the most classic liver warning signs. When bile is backed up due to fatty liver, inflammation, or bile duct congestion, bile salts enter the bloodstream and circulate throughout the skin. The feet, being the lowest part of the body with slower circulation, trap these bile salts. This causes deep, persistent itching that does not respond to creams, moisturizers, or scratching. This itch is internal. It happens because the liver cannot push bile out efficiently. At night, when bile production increases, the itching becomes even worse. People scratch their feet until they turn red without understanding that this itch is an internal biochemical warning, not a skin problem. Even fungal overgrowth on the feet or toenails can be linked to the liver. A congested liver weakens the immune system by overloading it with toxins. The immune system becomes too distracted dealing with internal waste, allowing opportunistic fungi to grow more easily on the feet. Yellow toenails, thick nails, athlete's foot, or chronic foot fungus that keeps coming back again and again often indicate poor liver detoxification. The feet become a breeding ground for fungus because the bloodstream carries more sugar, more toxins, and fewer immune defenses, all controlled by the liver. You may also notice a change in the shape of your feet. Chronic swelling can flatten the arch, widen the foot, or push fluid under the skin in unusual patterns. Shoes may feel tighter over time, even if you haven't gained weight. This is not a foot problem. It is systemic fluid mismanagement caused by liver weakness. The liver regulates protein synthesis, which in turn maintains vascular integrity and fluid balance. When these proteins decrease, the feet swell and reshape. Liver problems also reveal themselves through the color and texture of the skin on the feet. Pale or yellowish feet indicate poor liver detox or elevated bilirubin. Reddish or dark patches may suggest inflammation and blood pooling. Dry, cracked, thick or flaky skin indicates poor fat metabolism. The liver is responsible for breaking down fat into absorbable components. When this process fails, the skin becomes deprived of essential fats, leading to dryness. The feet, with thicker skin layers, show this first. Pain in the bottom of the feet, especially heel pain, can be connected to liver issues as well. When the liver cannot regulate inflammation properly, inflammatory chemicals accumulate in tissues. The feet receive more of these chemicals because they have slower blood return and are under constant mechanical stress. Heel pain, plantar fasciitis, or soreness in the balls of the feet often reflect systemic inflammation driven by liver issues and insulin resistance. High insulin levels congest the liver further, creating a cycle of inflammation that your feet feel intensely. Even the veins in your feet express liver stress. Bulging veins, bluish discoloration, spider veins, or visible patterns on the feet often reflect increased pressure in the venous system. This pressure begins in the portal vein, near the liver, but the feet show it because they hold the most blood under pressure. Your balance is also affected by liver health. The liver filters toxins that impact the cerebellum, the part of your brain responsible for coordination. When toxins bypass the liver, they enter circulation and reach the cerebellum, causing slight wobbling, instability, or difficulty balancing on one foot. You may feel like your feet aren't grounding properly. This is not simply weakness. It is disrupted communication between your liver, your nervous system, and your feet. Your feet also show liver fatigue through slow healing. Cuts, blisters, or small injuries take longer to recover because the liver is not producing enough proteins for tissue repair. A weak liver creates low-grade inflammation, which slows the healing process. The feet, which already have slower circulation, heal the slowest when the liver is stressed. Another powerful sign is the appearance of small red dots, or spider angiomas on the feet. These are little clusters of blood vessels caused by high estrogen levels, which occur when the liver fails to metabolize hormones. The feet develop these tiny vascular marks as the estrogen effect spreads across peripheral tissues. Finally, your feet can warn you of liver problems through simple fatigue. If your feet tire quickly, feel sore after minimal walking, or feel weak without reason, it often reflects poor energy production from the liver. The liver is the powerhouse of metabolism. When it cannot produce glycogen or manage fuel properly, your feet lose stamina first. The muscles in the feet depend on ATP created through liver-regulated pathways. When energy is low, your feet fail early. Every symptom in your feet, no matter how small, is part of a bigger pattern. The feet are your early detection system. They reveal inflammation, hormonal imbalance, fluid retention, toxin overload, nerve damage, mineral deficiencies, impaired circulation, and metabolic dysfunction, all originating in the liver. If you learn to recognize these signs, you can catch liver issues years before they become irreversible. The feet speak because the liver stays silent. When your feet talk, you must listen.